And I think you did a good job convincing me with data and with just in general, the idea that there's still a choice there. Like so the purchaser could still make the purchase without having to pay the fee themselves. And the way that you've done it is pretty interesting. So I said, okay, fair enough. Let's get you on a spotlight session and let's show the folks and everybody who's been kind of like clamoring about fees. Well, here we go. Now we have another option. Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the High Level Spotlight Sessions, where we showcase awesome marketers doing awesome marketing. Today, I'm excited to be joined by Josh Knox. He is the co-owner and founder of Noomerik, which is a custom payment processing integration specifically for HighLevel. Josh, thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Chase. Appreciate it.
So, Josh and I have had some great combos. He's been a great sport as far as my skepticism, because when we first got in touch, I was like, what are you doing this for? Like, we have payments and we're rolling out invoicing and this, that, and the other. And you were like, yeah, but it's all Stripe. And I'm like, yeah, what's wrong with Stripe? Like, Stripe's the best. And you were like, no, Stripe sucks. There's all these fees. And I'm like, yeah, but everybody has fees. And you were like, no, there's a whole nother way. And so tell me how this whole thing got started.
Yeah, so let's see. I was doing some marketing work for a company and found HighLevel, and so built that company's. I was doing some contract marketing work and built that company's marketing products in HighLevel, and then I started noticing, hey, there's a lot of people that talk about payment processing in HighLevel, and a lot of it was complaint based, quite honestly. And so over time, and I've been with HighLevel now, I think for 2 years, over time, I just noticed it just sort of kept not escalating, but constantly came up, right? And so I thought, well, let's see if there's a solution that we could build into here. And here we are. We built a solution right into HighLevel. So, and it's
well, let's clarify. There's no problem with high-level payments or anything like that.
No, right.
The problem is that Stripe charges a fee, right? It's like
Correct.
whatever, 3% plus something per transaction, right?
Correct.
And so folks, especially folks that sell really high ticket things, are like, that's a ton of money that I have to give away every time I accept a payment or my client accepts a payment. And so, something, and again, I'm like not experienced in this world of things, but I believe it's called ACH, right? Like, people have been asking for this integration for a long time, or this channel of possible integrations, I would say.
Sure.
And so you built on top of that, and basically you have a system that instead of eating the fee, you pass the fee on to the purchaser.
Correct. Yeah. And that's sorry, I didn't mean to say that there was a problem with HighLevel payments, because there certainly isn't. And Stripe really is a good product. But there's a lot of payment products out there, and they're all associated with a fee of some kind. And that fee is always based on your volume of total sales. What we do is we transfer the small fee onto the card paying customer, right? But by giving them a different choice other than just card, we give them an e-check, right? Or some people call it ACH, right? If we give them that choice and then give them a credit card choice, there's no fee here, and then there's a small fee here. And because consumer behavior says you'll always do what's best for you when making a buying decision, right? Whether you want to pay cash or with a check or with a credit card, then consumer behavior says they're still going to use the card and you're going to pay way less in fees. So that's really what we did here, was just tap in using technology, tap into consumer behavior, and add another channel for somebody to make a payment. That's it. Pretty simple.
And I mean, again, I am not a full convert, in full honesty. Like, I roll with Stripe, and I think, yeah, it doesn't bother me or whatever, or customers that I've seen in the masses. But I could understand for sure that certain situations or certain high ticket items or just in general, people want to pass the fee along instead of eating it. And I think you did a good job convincing me with data and with just in general, the idea that there's still a choice there. Like, so the purchaser could still make the purchase without having to pay the fee themselves. And the way that you've done it is pretty interesting. So I said, okay, fair enough. Let's get you on a spotlight session and let's show the folks and everybody who's been kind of like clamoring about fees. Well, here we go. Now we have another option. So, and I love the way that you built it out all inside of high level. So, Josh, you want to flip on your screen share and give us a quick tour?
Yep, I'll flip on real quick. Here we go. All right, you can see my screen, hopefully. All right, so yeah, basically what we did was we built out a system right into high level, so that you have a choice, right? And the way this works is we put it in the left menu here, right? High level gives us the ability to put a unique link in here. It's all secure. You have to log in right with your high level, your high level password and everything, user ID. But you have a whole products section. Then you actually use the form system inside a high level. And so you have payment forms. We actually built a whole coupon system, coupons, discounts, whatever you want to call them, but we call it coupons in here. You can actually see all the purchases that somebody has made from you, and then on the other side, your customers would have a login to this, and they could see the purchases they made, and then that actually rolls into subscriptions. So if you're running a recurring product, which a lot of people are on high level, then you would be able to see all the subscriptions that you have out there or the recurring payments. So would your customers. And then we give you on the product setup side a really simple ability to let them cancel their subscription, right, with a simple button, right, or pause their subscription, right, and all that will be handled in the backend payment gateway that we built. And so we wanted to make this seamless, right? And right now invoicing actually is in here. It's just not displaying right now, but we have invoicing as well, all connected to the contacts in high level and so on and so forth. But like I said, we wanted to make this really seamless for users, just like Stripe is. All right, it should, payment processing should sort of work in the background for you and support your business. And that's the way we built this into high level, is to be able to do that.
And can you show us what it looks like on the front end?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So good question. So when you build out a product, right, you connect it to a form inside of high level. And so of course, when you do that, we give you the ability to iframe it, which means you could actually put it on a WordPress page and so forth. You could put it in a text to pay campaign by just using this link. Of course, I'm just going to click go. And then here's a simple form, right? And you can have multiple products on a form. You can have products and a bump product on a form, which will then, of course, add a total. And then this is the power of the whole program. So we give everybody, right, the power to choose, the buyer to choose between check and credit card. And if they choose check, right, checking or savings, then they can, there would be no fee. Now this fee right here was actually added as like a one-time setup fee when we set up this product, but it's not an actual fee for a credit card. When you switch over to credit card, we actually add the small it's called a non-cash adjustment in the payments industry. And as you can see, it's a small fee. And what we know data-wise is, one, people will, despite the choice that you give them, people will still always pay with a card, about 90 plus up to 95% of the time. And that's just human behavior. We like the convenience. Plus with cards, you get airline miles and rewards points and cash back, and everybody likes that. They like to have the ability. So what's passed on actually does benefit them in the long run. But again, giving them the choice. So what we find is that they'll still pay in credit card, and you'll still find a tremendous amount of loyalty. Nobody's going to get upset because you've given them a choice. And we see that across the board on all types of merchants, both online and brick and mortar. That's just the way the payments industry works.
Got it.
So yeah, fairly simple setup, fairly easy to use.
Yeah, it looks like it. And I mean, I think it's interesting. And I think so if you guys are watching and you're getting killed in Stripe fees, you might want to give this a whirl. So Josh,
so can I show you one more thing real quick?
Yeah, for sure.
So this is a simple calculator. Okay. Total monthly volume, average ticket price, right? Here's what Stripe charges. So it's 2.9%, and then 30 cents a transaction. Now on the back end, there's a fee for credit cards, okay, or checks rather. So anyways, this is the variable that everybody's dealing with. So in a traditional processing situation, it's right, I said in the beginning, always on your volume. So no matter how much you sell over volume, your costs are always going to increase. That's just what happens because you're being charged on the volume of your sales. Whereas with us, we have a small monthly rate, a small transaction fee, and everything else is passed on. So you can see at 25,000 the difference in cost, 772, a little over 3%. With us, it's 115.36 and 0.46%. So there's a dramatic difference in what happens when you look at payments as a strategy versus just a tool. And that's really what makes this strategy so successful and it's happening across the US in right now about 10,000 businesses a month. Is people are switching to that strategy because consumer behavior says they're still going to pay with a card.
Got it. Cool. That's what I was going to ask you next. What does it cost? And then my last question is, if for those who are interested, where do they go to sign up?
Yeah, so excuse me, you can go to Noomerik.com. We're actually right now just getting ready to launch a new version of our site, so I won't show it to you, but Noomerik, Noomerik.com. And that's how you can find out about everything that we have available.
Cool. All right. Well, Josh, thanks for coming by. I know you already have a dozen or so people using this. So it's not like it's in beta or anything. It's ready to go. So if you guys are getting killed in Stripe fees and you're looking for an alternative, go check out Noomerik.
Yeah,
Josh, thanks so much for coming on to show us.
Yeah, thank you, Chase. Appreciate the time.
All right, guys. We'll see you in the next one.